Mattie, thank you so much. Always great to have you on the show today.
Good morning, Don.
It's big. I mean, you have impeachment. You've got a lot of things on the legislative calendar. What does it all mean? Should we all be worried that these things may not get done?
Right, and the House of Representatives is scheduled to be out today, so that's a large to-do list for a body that typically doesn't get a ton done in the 11th hour. But, you know, this is the typical Washington march towards the end of the year. As you mentioned before, a spending deal needs to get done. Senate is expected to pass that. The president has said in the past that he would not be interested in signing another omnibus measure. So the House of Representatives actually split those into two different measures, making them a little bit smaller and potentially whetting the appetite of the president to sign those bills into law. But as you mentioned, USMCA is really going to be the get-out-of-town vote for the House of Representatives. Now, it's interesting because USMCA has been the Trump administration's priority for the entire year. Getting this done at the end of the year really does put the wind at the back of the administration as they head into 2020, which of course is an election year. Trade is going to be an interesting conversation, not just in Washington, but across the country. As you see Democrats traveling to Iowa, to New Hampshire, South Carolina, they're going to need to stake out a position that contrasts with the president, which I think will be difficult given that Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats have been full-throatedly endorsing this USMCA deal, putting them now on the side in support of free trade, which is a little bit of a new alignment for Democrats.
All right, so let's talk about the USMCA now. Is this, in your mind, a good deal? It was bipartisan struck. The president has the support there. Will our nation as a whole benefit because of this new trade agreement? And why is Congress not moving quicker on it?
Well, no doubt that House Democrats were able to wrangle some concessions that certainly will look good for their base. Those labor requirements that are going to increase tariffs for American manufacturers here, those are slightly problematic. But I think the larger picture here and the specter that has hung over the negotiations for the past year is the fact that there will now be certainty in place when before there was none. Remember that the Trump administration has threatened multiple times to pull out of NAFTA without a replacement in place. That would have been catastrophic for our supply chains and for many manufacturers that work across North America. So having something in place that guarantees that certainty, that allows American businesses to continue to invest, could certainly be a boon economically. But politically, it removes the uncertainty, which was one of the things that Democrats had talked about consistently about being a problem with USMCA. USMCA is also now a trade agreement that is beholden to TPA, which is Trade Promotion Authority, which now means that it has it's privileged in the House and the Senate, which makes it an interesting question about when the Senate will take it up. I think that the leader has been clear on the Senate side that he wants to proceed with this next year. But between impeachment and USMCA, those are highly privileged occasions in the Senate. And the Senate, as we know, has very little time to get work done. So that means that's going to be a crowded January and potentially February over in the U.S. Senate side.